y'all, what is going on? It's your boy NotPvP here, back again with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing something different. So instead of playing Ranked Skywars, I'm going to be releasing my Minecraft render settings. Quite a few of you guys have been asking for this video and stuff like that, so I'm going to be giving it to you guys. And Minecraft is quite an easy game to run and stuff. It's 16 by 16, mostly runs off your processor and stuff like that. You basically need lower than mid-range hardware to run this game pretty smooth and stuff like that. And I have pretty good specs and stuff like that. It's not too good, but I'm gonna get a new PC, but it's pretty good. So yeah, most of these recording / render settings are gonna be suitable for you guys. So I've gotten most of my render settings from famous Ranked Skywars YouTubers that have really good render settings, and I've tweaked them out a little bit, so you guys are going to love these render settings. Alright boys, so now we're going to be hopping onto the render settings. So, stupid Norton. Anyway, so these are my OBS render settings, recording settings. So yeah, I use OBS to record my videos like most other YouTubers. It's a really great recording app. I really suggest it. Honestly, this is the best recording app on Windows, I would say. Really everyone uses it. So yeah, no watermark, no nothing, it's free. And yeah, I love I've had no problems with it at all. In general, I haven't tweaked it up at all. It's all default. In stream, this is where I would stream. I stream on YouTube, obviously. Here's my stream key. I can't leak that, obviously. And then for streaming, I really don't stream too much, but I would use rate control CBR, bitrate 5000, CPU usage very fast. And when I'm streaming, I would go to video, and I would make mine my downscale filter Senzos, and make my numerator 60. So I'd stream in 60 FPS. You really don't need to stream in high FPS. It won't show at all. There's gonna be no difference, in the quality of your stream won't be that good as well. So yeah, we're gonna move on to my recording settings now. So usually when I record my videos, I would do 360 FPS and around 17 CQP. I can usually go up to 420 FPS, 20 CQP. But I like lowering the CQP for better quality. But yeah, let me just go over this. So type standard recording format MP for my encoder is NVIDIA NVENC new. Make sure you guys pick that. Only NVIDIA user would pick that, but I highly suggest this. My rate control is CQP instead of CBR. Most of you guys have your rate control as CBR. I have mine as CQP. I just find it way better. Honestly, like it a little bit more. If you guys are wondering why my CQ level is quite low right now, it's basically just because I'm not on a game right now, so my FPS is going to be quite high, and I can record at high FPS and get great quality and stuff like that. But it's usually around 17 to 18 CQP. Most people suggest 20 CQP. 20 CQP is really good. I do for me, the highest I can go with 20 CQP is around 420 FPS. And yeah, if you guys are wondering where my specs are, they're all in the description. So yeah, so CQP, I obviously use that. I'm pretty sure there's a chart of CQP and stuff like that, but if you guys don't have the best graphics card and stuff like that, I would suggest boosting your CQP up a little bit, your CQ level. So usually if you guys have bad cards, I'd make the CQ level at most 30. You guys can go a little bit higher, 32, 33, but I won't suggest a little bit higher because that would make the quality of your video worse. Obviously, the lower the CQP, the better quality of your video. So that's why I try making mine the lowest. And my preset would be max performance and profile high. For audio, you guys really don't need to know this. Here's the sample rate, 48. All my stuff. Okay, what the hell? I messed that up. Anyway, so my video, this is quite important as well. So I would usually record most of my videos in 1920 by 1080. Actually, I record all my videos in there. That's what most YouTubers do. They make their videos 1920 by 1080. And then I'd make my downscale filter bilinear. So yeah, make sure you guys have yours at bilinear. Fastest but blurry if scaling. And then my fractional FPS value, you have to like, usually yours is common FPS value, but I make mine fractional FPS value. So, I would make this is like what the FPS you're gonna be recording in. So I usually record in around 360. If I'm making a montage or a keyboard and mouse sounds video, I'd bump it up a little bit though, and I'd bump up my CQP. If I'm recording really high FPS, I would bump up my CQP and stuff like that. You guys just really have to find out what works for you guys. That's all I gotta tell y'all. Like, find out like the FPS and the CQ level that works out for you guys. Because honestly, you really just need to find out what works for you, because like my settings might not work for you. You just have to tweak it out, find out what works for you, like lower it if you want. But yeah, I record, this is like the FPS you're recording, and I record this in 360, record most of my videos in 360, but I bump it up occasionally. Now we're gonna move on to hotkeys. I have no hotkeys at all, so let's move on to advanced. My process priority is high. I know some people have theirs above normal. I haven't tested that, but I am. And then here's my stream delay. I don't have it enabled. Here's all this stuff. And yeah, so this is basically it for my OBS settings. And obviously I use game capture instead of display capture. And yeah, let's hop onto my Sony Vegas render settings now. Alright boys, so now we're going to be talking about my Vegas Pro render settings. So I have Sony Vegas Pro 14. It's a great editing app. I really suggest it. I've had like really no problems with it. It's amazing. I love it so much. So yeah, I'm gonna just start by inserting any clip. I have a bunch of clips right now. I just name like my clips, like weird stuff and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna keep this, since I'm trying to keep like, I think I have like a few leaked videos in here or something. So I'm not trying to leak anything at all. I'm gonna start off with my 4K project settings. So here is when I would be recording a commentary video in 360 FPS and rendering it in 4K. So here's this. So width and height. So width and height have to be the dimensions of what you're going to be rendering your video in. So there's basically 4 options. There's 720p, 1080p, 1440p, and 4K, or 2160p. Anyway, so you guys probably record in 1920 by 1080. That's what everyone does. So you guys don't have to record in 4K. Like, no one does that. It's like really hard to run that. It's very like CPU hard, I guess you can say it. Like, it uses a lot of CPU usage. Like, you'd have to have a god PC to do that. So people record in 1920 by 1080 and render in 4K, and it differs the quality of the video in a better way. So yeah, my width and height, I usually record it in 4K, so it's 3840 by 2160. That's the 4K dimensions. Field order, upper field first. This is default. Pixel aspect ratio, default, it's 1. Output rotation, it's 0 degrees. And okay, so if you're doing a commentary video and you have 0 keyframing in the video, I would suggest you change the frame rate of this to what you recorded your video in. So I recorded this in 360, so I'm gonna make it 360. But it goes down to 120. I really don't know why, but just trust me, it would be on 360. But if you're doing an edit which has keyframing, you would have to change this to what you're rendering the video in. So if you're rendering in 30, you have to change this to 30. If you're rendering in 60, you have to change this to 60. So yeah, Stereoscopic 3D mode, I have that off. It's the default. Pixel format, 8-bit, 32-bit, all that stuff. That's like, it would take way longer to render. And full resolution rendering quality. This is really important that you have this on good. Oh no, best. My bad. You guys have to have this on best. So this basically just like makes the quality of your rendering like way better. So this is basically like the quality of your rendering. I had it on good before, but luckily I didn't render any videos because it would differ the quality in a worse way. So make sure you guys have this on best, because this is basically the quality of what like you're rendering and stuff like that. That's why it's called rendering quality. Then motion blur type, I would have this at Gaussian. Gaussian basically makes more motion blur, making the video even more smooth. And then for deinterlace face method, I have this at blend fields. It's the it's default. And for resample mode, I have this at smart resample. For smart resample, it like gives more motion blur off as well, making the video way more smooth. And then for audio, these are all just defaults. And yeah, for my video, I obviously have this at smart resample instead of disable resample. If you guys are recording in high FPS, I suggest don't do disable resample because it have zero motion blur, look like it's recorded in 60, and it's like basically not gonna look like a high quality smooth video. So now let's move on to my render settings. Okay, so now onto my render settings. So basically, I use Windows Media to render my videos. So Windows Media Video V11 or WMV. So I use this. So I would click on this. You guys can really just click on anything and just edit it from. Just click on this and click customize template and just change it up for there. But I'm just going to show you mine. So you guys just have to click on it, and click on customize template, and then edit it from there. So I'm going to go on mine. So customize template, audio is the defaults, and then onto video. This is important. So my mode is CBR. My format is Windows Media V9. My image size, which is custom, because here's the dimensions right here. I have my image size as custom because this would be the dimensions of what you want your video to be rendered in. So obviously I'm rendering this video in 4K, so these are the dimensions of 4K. You guys can easily just search up like dimensions of 1440p, dimensions of 4K, stuff like that. And my pixel aspect ratio is 1. Holy crap, I can't talk. So it's 1, same as my project settings. And my frame rate, this is really important. So frame rate, if you guys want like a smooth video, like what basically most ranked Skywars YouTubers such as Stu, Sackboy Clank, so many cheaters. If you want that type of video, do 60 FPS. Like this is what I recorded in. It's way more smooth. If you guys want more motion blur but not as smooth, go with 30. I highly suggest recording in 60 though. And then my seconds per keyframe, make this 5. This is quite important. Make this 5. And my override default compression buffer in seconds, make this 3. And then for my video smoothness, I have this at sharpest to make my video look more sharp. So I'd bump this up all the way up to 100. I'm pretty sure that's the default though. And then we're going to move on to bitrate. So I don't know what are the defaults. So just copy these down. I have internet LAN checked and I have 85 million bitrate. So that would just make your video look very good. And then index and summary, I have the defaults. And then for project video rendering quality, I've used project settings. So therefore the video rendering quality preset in the project settings would be transferred onto here. And my stereoscopic mode project settings, so the like what it's chosen as project settings would be transferred onto here. And my color space is just default. Anyway, boys, so these are my Minecraft recording and render settings. This was highly suggested, so I made a video on this. I'm too lazy to open up my Lunar client. And stupid Norton, jeez, get out of here. Anyway, I'm too lazy to open my Lunar client and make an outro there. So I'm just going to make an outro here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you guys found this like quite helpful. Comment down below some suggestions that you guys want for my 500 subscribers special, stuff like that. I'm making a few videos on this and I have quite a few stuff coming out, so stay tuned. And share this video with your friends, and peace. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for 500 subs. And yeah, see y'all later.